Hello. In this video, we'll see the GST exemption for public charitable trust, banks and financial institutions, and transportation of goods by road. Public charitable trust is to satisfy two conditions to avail the benefit of GST exemption. Condition 1. It must be registered under Section 12AA of Income Tax Act. Second condition. It must engage in providing any of the following services. 1. Public healthcare services. Advancement of religious spirituality or yoga. Advancement of education to homeless children, physically, mentally handicapped. Preservation of environment. Relief to poor. Now the question is, if the public charitable trust, which is registered under 12AA, providing healthcare services and charges more than the private hospital, whether the GST exemption will be available to that transaction or the GST exemption will not be available to the transaction. The GST benefit, GST exemption is available because the test is the public charitable trust must be registered under Section 12AA and it must provide the services relating to any of the 5 services that we discussed. So it provide public healthcare services and registered under 12AA. So benefit of GST exemption is available. The test is not how much amount of consideration it charge. That is not a test. Okay. Now banks and financial institutions. The exemption entry for banks and financial institution is that any loan or advance is given so far as the consideration is represented by way of interest or discount, it is exempt. So, and further, bill discounting, in case of bill discounting, it is covered by the exemption entry. Let's take an example that my EMI consists of principal and interest. When there is a delay in payment of EMI, bank charge interest on interest. My EMI consists principal and interest. When there is a delay in payment of EMI, bank charge interest on interest. So whether that interest is exempt or liable for GST. For two reasons that interest on interest is not liable to GST. Reason 1. When I am saying that there is an interest on interest, it means the interest 1 is treated like a principal sum. So the interest 2 retains the character of interest. When there is an exemption is available to the interest, so it is available for interest on interest also. Second argument. This interest on interest is penalty. Bank also called this as a penalty, fine, etc. See, my contract is to pay the EMI in time. When I'm not paying the EMI in time, it means I'm breaching the contract. It is like damages. I compensate them for the breach of contract by way of payment of interest on interest. What is liable under GST is a consideration for performance of the contract. And performance of contract is supply. The breach of contract cannot be performance of the contract. Any payment for breach of contract cannot be consideration, and therefore interest on interest is not liable to tax. The same argument is applicable for notice period recovery and liquidated damages also. Okay. Now the third part, transportation of goods by road. See, the exemption benefit is transportation of goods by road other than GTA service provider. In GTA service, there is a transportation of goods by road. In normal scenario, there is a transportation of goods by road. What is the difference? GTA issues consignment note. What that consignment note represent? That consignment note represent a lien over the goods by the GTA. GTA service provider is responsible for the safe delivery of the goods during transportation. It is like lorry receipt, warehouse receipt. So the benefit is available to transportation of goods by road other than GTA service provider. Difference is GTA service provider issue the consignment note. In case of Bharti Soap, court held that when a consignment note required to be issued and it is not issued, still it will be considered as GTA service. This is held by the court in Bharti Soaps Limited. Thank you. More videos will come on GST exemption. These are my contact details. My email ID is catushar@gmail.com. Telegram GST Gurukul _CA. You can call me on my cell at 8080980684 between 9:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. and there are various videos are available on the YouTube. Thank you.